Hey everyone, Mac is back. Today we're going to go over the Bowman commanders in the Siege of Winterfell for the free-to-play. We're going to talk about the abilities that they have, the skills that they have, and also which ones you should put in your formation if you're using Bowman for Bowman commanders and a Bowman lineup. So let's get to it. Alright, so the first commander we're going to look at for the free-to-play bows is Kravros. So his is, let's see, he has a rage of 500, which is a little bit on the lower side. The cooldown is 12 seconds, which is the max is normal. And he's awakened, so you can get him up to 21,000 troops bringing when you can have him to 3 stars, so that's very good. He does 240% bow attack, we like that as well, and deals skill damage to the target troops, a coefficient of 1700. So that's pretty good as well. So overall, I do like Kravros in your lineup for bows. Let's go to the next one. We have Sheila over here, and her rage cost is even lower at 400. 12-second cooldown is the same. Can also bring 21,000 troops because she's awakened. Her bow attack is 240, so she's exactly the same. And her skill is reduces the skill damage dealt by target troops by 85% for 5 seconds. So that's not too bad as well. So it's the reduction in damage, so damage taken basically. So that's pretty good. I like that as well. I like that she's awakened as well, so she's bringing troops to the battle. Let's go down a little further. You can actually unlock Theon if you in some of the events. There's like 2 events I think you can do it in, or maybe just 1 event. But you can unlock him. Actually, I think it's just the 1 event. But if you unlock him, you can actually get him to, you could probably get him to like a green status, maybe a little bit higher than that. Maybe you get him to the purple, but it would take a while. I'm sorry, the blue status. It would take a while to be able to do that. So, but you can still use his ability. So it's a rage cost of 700, which is a little high. The cooldown's about the same, the normal max. And it reduces normal attack damage dealt by enemy troops in a circular area for a max of 3 targets by 80% for 5 seconds, but also increases bow and attack for the commander troops by 900% for 5 seconds. So that's actually really good. You may not get maybe much total attack or some bow help or defense, but this skill is actually pretty OP. So I really like that skill to be able to put him into your lineup for that. So if you can buff your lineup enough with other commanders, then I think he would be well worth it. If you can't, if you're not going to buff it at all, then it's going to be a little more difficult to do so. You can get Obean to gold as well through a free-to-play. He's awakened, so you get 21,000 troops from there. His rage is kind of right in the middle, I guess. The cooldown is 12 seconds, increases bow attack by command troops of 1200%, and also the bow increase by 240% for his passive skill. So that's pretty good as well. So looking at that so far, we're looking at Sheila and Kravros. I like Kravros and I like Sheila both at 240%, and Obean is similar to that as well. Adding the 240%, they're all giving the attack buffs, and then his 1200% when he gets his skill off. Where Theon, if you replaced, say, Theon with Obean, or Obean with Theon, I'm sorry, then you would have, I want to say, it's not very, I don't know. I still think you go with Obean. You really want gold commanders because you're not going to be able to get too many troops to bring with him either. So you're going to let the 21 there. So I think that's pretty good. Going those 3 so far, we look at, let's see, Sansa. And Sansa is she's not awakened, so only 11,000. That's a big drawback on her. Her rage cost is 500. That's a little bit on the lower side, so that's good. Cooldown at 12 seconds. That's the max. She gives bow attack and bow health. We like that. Recovers the wounded and the commanded troops healing coefficient of 100. At the same time, increases the healing received by the commanded troops by 1200% for 5 seconds. So she is a major healer. I would actually put her as the 3rd one in there. It's unfortunate she's not awakened, so you lose troops in that, but I like that healing. I like the healing effect that she has with the, and plus she also increases bow attack and health. So very nice to have that in there. I think she's your 3rd one so far. You also have Sabrina, which we talked about before, where recovers the wounded and the healing. The healing coefficient there is 500, where with Sansa it's only 100. So Sabrina will heal more, but her rage is higher, so it takes a lot longer to get it off. And she doesn't buff any of the bows as well, so you don't want to have both of these in the same lineup because you'll lose too many stats. I would think that Sansa was probably better, even though that Sabrina is awakened and you can get her to you can bring more troops into the battle. Looking at Sauron, He is awakened as well. His rage is 400. His cooldown is 8 seconds. I think that's the very lowest that I've seen on both of those, so that's very good. But his reduces the targeted troops' rage by 250. I guess if he gets it off fast enough, but you're still, that cooldown is not. I don't know. I don't think it's enough to be able to justify losing all the stats that you're going to have for him. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. I think you can get Egbert to for a free to play. And if you can do this, I like him because I like that he's giving 400% bow attack at gold, and you have to have him at gold for that, obviously, to get that. And then he'll also throw in some defense. And then again, his rage and cooldown are both some of the minimums, plus increasing the 900% bowman defense, which we really don't care about too much. But so that's not too bad. Again, I'm probably kicking him out just because. I mean, if you're going to get the 400% attack, sure. You might want to put him in with another commander that has, you know, for instance, who did we have up at the top here? We had Kravras and Sheila, maybe one of those. Throw him in, throw Egbert in with them, and then throw Sansa in, because then if you threw Sansa in, you'll get that big healing. You get that healing as well. So I think that's very good. A good idea to try. These are going to be a lot of trial and error for you for free to play, because a lot of these are going to be. You know, let's mix and match and see what you got. You could actually, if you have it, what you could do with a free-to-play, because there's enough commanders here, you could make 2 bow lineups. 2 bow, you could just increase all your bow stats as best you can, then throw in, you know, throw in Egbert and all these other ones, and then don't forget, you could also throw in Arya, because she's a total attack commander, so you can throw that in. So that's why I've been pushing for the free to play to go bow, because you have so many more options, and you have a better way of increasing your stats and fighting some of those bigger accounts. At least that's what I think when it comes to a lot of this. Then you have Robert is our final one. His rage cost is 600, so it's kind of on that medium to high side, 12-second cooldown. He is awakened, so you can actually get more troops with him. And his ability inflicts a bleed on the targeted troops, causing them to take a damage coefficient of 550, which really isn't that great, a 550 coefficient. The other ones we've seen are 1800 or 1500 every second for 6 seconds, and then bowman defense. So he would be the last line that I would be actually looking to when it comes to you know, putting a commander in there. But you can see though, the commanders you can use here, well, you know, the number we can use is 1, 2. Let's go up a little bit further. 3, 4. So I missed the click there. 5. Nobody in that line. We could go with, there you go, 6, 7. You could go with Tyrion. That's another one you could have there. So that is 8. And then you're looking at these two, 9, 10. And then Arya is 11. So you could technically, you only need 9 commanders to be to put into battle. If you could increase your bow stats enough, you could find 9 out of the 11 commanders that I just said and be able to mix and match them to make them the most efficient way possible. And some of them, the strategy that I would use with that is probably have Theon in one lineup by himself, or no, one lineup, and have, let's see here, yes, forgot Simon, so I think maybe I missed Simon in there. I would have gosh, Theon, Simon, you have so many opportunities here that what you could do, and Sansa. They would be all in separate lineups. You would not want them together for sure. And maybe even yeah, I guess Sabrina too. So there's a lot of different things there. It's correlations you'll be able to do. So I hope this gives you a better idea with, especially for bows. If you have any specific questions about bows, if you have been working on them, you know, diligently, let me know in the comments. I'll respond whenever I get a chance. But like I said, I think bows is one of the best plays for free-to-play players. So until next time, back out.